Hi, back again. So we've now looked at the cash expenses. So that the thing we need to look at here is having that account set up with an ATM that everybody can access to spend on those items. Now I've broken it down to back down to weekly, and we showed you how to do that from here in the budget planner, and we changed it from the top box, dropped for weekly, fortnightly, monthly. If you get paid accordingly, weekly, fortnightly, monthly. If you get paid, one spouse gets paid on a fortnight and the other gets paid on a weekly, bring it back to a weekly basis, and that way you've got a little bit simpler processes. If it doesn't look like this, the spreadsheet, you're in trouble. You need to do it again. So here we have the cash expenses. This should be an ATM account. Look at this here. This is what we're getting paid per week, $1,654 in your hand. This is what you get in your hand, and the first thing we need to do is live on $427. It doesn't cover any bills. This is eating out, magazines, and groceries. That's all we need to pay for. Okay. I've just discovered something wrong. Okay, so we're short $50 here. I don't know why. Oh, $70 here, that's right. So you can see here that some things that have been covered over. We need to just highlight that there and go and put a colour in there. So if that's the case in your spreadsheet, just do that now. That's the allocation. So in here we've got groceries, fuel, magazines, eating out, comes to 427. So do a quick calculation. The spreadsheet should work, shouldn't be a problem with that. Quick calculation, 277, 75 and 75 comes to $427. Okay, so that's what we need to spend per week, on those items. Now some weeks you're going to spend fuel that's $80. Well, you might as well spend less than groceries, although previous week it might be $50. So again, that's what the allocation is. Alright, so be very careful of those amounts. ATM account for those items, and once you've mastered this, you'll do so much well in your finances, because you're only spending the allocation list. This is probably the first time you've maybe addressed that. Okay, so we're going to now go to another account, and this is fixed expenses. Now note in here there are no loans at all. This is what it's going to cost you to run your family, excluding these costs here and excluding debt. My focus on life is to get rid of debt as quick as you possibly can, and that's what we're going to be doing over here in this box number 3, debt reduction and goal funding. So this is what it's going to cost you to live per week, weekly again, and the costs of all of those items. Now some of these items I don't have anything for. I don't have a body corporate, so what we can do there, we can highlight that there. We just highlight that, go up here and change the font color to that, and it's just hidden behind, so it's a bit more simpler for you to work with. Okay, same as childcare. Most people have got them, other people don't, and again we'll just get rid of them from there. You can see what's happening here. Looks nice, and there. Okay, so these are my expenses. This is what I'm up for. So we'll allocate it $23 for home maintenance and all the way down. Again, we spoke last time about the asterisks. There, and there. These are items that we can control expenses to and can run away on you. That's why we want to record those. So the asterisk denotes recording, because we want to record those expenses. Alright, so we're going to have one account set up, our ATM account, $427 in there every week, payday, automatically, bang, you can tell your paymaster, pop it in there, and that's what you want to spend. Again, yours might be different, it might be less or more, or the same. And then we want to set up a separate account, $401, and this account should be BPay only. Okay, I really would prefer it if you didn't have access to this money at an ATM account, purely as a BPay, so you pay all your bills online. Okay, what this does is remove one step from emotional purchases as well. So if you're out shopping, I couldn't believe this, but I remember that I had a client once, and she went out to buy some lunch, and she came back with a pair of shoes. And that's just amazing to me, because you go out with one thing and come back with another. But apparently some people do that quite often. Go out, the intent is to buy something and come back with something completely different. That being the case, it's what I call, uncontrollable expenditure. Of course, there's going to be a rack out the front that says cheap shoes or cheap whatever, and they never fit your feet or your body, and you end up at the back of the store paying 3 times the price as what you wanted to pay, what you went in the store to pay for. So it's something that you need to address. So if you could access your money quickly, you will end up buying those items. If you lock it away, that you can't touch it, it's only BPay only, it means that you're thinking twice about buying it. So these things with an asterisk need to be recorded, and I'll show you how to do that later on in a second. So here we have $401 sitting in an account per week, $427 sitting in an account that we will spend. This will build up, and it will only pay for those bills. As it builds up, $401 per week, as it builds up, you will have over the whole year $20,000 in that account, and that will cover you for all your expenses. Now, remembering that your electricity bill will come in, your rates bill, and you'll have money there for that. So every week you put money in this account, and keep adding it to it. So you might have a month without any expenses. You might end up having $2,000 in this account. That's fine, because all of a sudden these bills are going to come in, and then you can pay for those items. Okay, I'm going to just pause that and come back to video